In this tutorial, I'd like to take you through literary regionalism, explained through the novel Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. There are 5 main principles of realism. The first principle is insistence upon and defense of the experienced commonplace. The second is character is more important than plot. And we can see this through both of Mark Twain's work. One was The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, where the focus was on Tom Sawyer as the main character, and now we have The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, again with character more important than plot. Third, we have an attack upon romanticism. If you remember from the last era, romanticism wasn't actually romantic. It was about the individual. And now what Mark Twain is trying to say is that we should no longer be concerned about just the individual, but we should be concerned about individuals and their place in society, and also thinking about democracy and what's fair for everybody. The fourth principle is emphasis upon morality. This is often self-realized in an examination of idealism, which our main character definitely goes through during the novel. And then the last is the concept of realism. And this is a realization of democracy, which is in the utmost forefront of Mark Twain's mind. While most writing is for entertainment, the philosophy of realism is to instruct, very similar to our stories in the Bible. The subject matter realism is drawn from our experience, or even our common experience. It's treated the common, the average, the non-extreme, the representative, or even the probable, meaning the average person. Relationships between people in society are explored through the novel, and this is an important component of realism. Although it is a parable, it is not told like a story from, say, the Bible in saying do not do this or do not do that. What it does is it lays out the plot, and through each character and characterization we come to the moral dilemmas, and it causes the reader to really think about what's going on here and to form their own opinions about the topics and the themes. The style of realism is emphasized upon the scenic presentation. The scenic presentation in the novel Huckleberry Finn is, of course, the river, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. A novel written in the realism style is rather complex. The complexity refers to the entangled, interwoven experiences of all the characters. There's this issue with multiplicity, where the existence of the characters is absolutely real, and there are many truths, but sometimes a truth can seem truthful or seem what is real to one person and seem absolutely unreal to another person, and this is where we get the multiplicity. For realistic characterization, there's the belief among the realists that humans control their own destinies. Characters act on their environment rather than simply reacting to their environment. Character is superior to circumstance, and definitely a focal point of the realism writer. Lastly, the use of symbolism and imagery is an important part of realism. The realist's use of symbolism is controlled and limited. They depend more on the use of images. We see this here, the symbolism of the river. The symbolism here is that the river, while it's free-flowing, Huckleberry Finn experiences a lot of freedom on the river. And although it is pretty bare bones for him, he also recognizes that he can be himself on the river, and he can think about things and see things better than when he's in proper society, where his role is very confined to his surroundings and the environment that he lives in, which is in the South, of course.